Well, welcome everyone. Good morning. Might be good afternoon to some. Welcome to Girlfriends Tea with Sabrina. And we have an exciting show interview for you today. It's just going to be talk. It's just going to be talk. And we're going to share about the Reddix Rules Cohort 3. So I'm bringing in the host today will be Dr. Angela Reddix. All of the cohorts are in the background, but before we bring them on, let us tell you something about Dr. Angela Reddix. Dr. Angela Reddix is a visionary, and she's an innovative thinker with a global perspective and entrepreneur drive. She is a two-time best-selling author, TEDx speaker, and a 2021 Ebony Power 100 entrepreneur and innovative leader honoree. Dr. Reddix is a leading advocate for entrepreneurship as a way of creating positive transformation in the world. And I can't think of a better way to represent positive transformation than your Reddix Rules Cohort 3. So bringing in the Reddix Rules Cohort 3. But let me say myself, I'm a talk show host, Sabrina Brown Talk Show, where you can find out all things entrepreneurial as well as health and more. And I also have my own luxury tea line, which we'll share about in a minute. But come on in the room, Anne Marie.
Hey, I'm Anne Marie, CEO of Wealth for Health, where we make healthy living easy and super tasty.
Woo! Come on in the room, Christina Porter.
Hello, hi, I'm Christina Porter, CEO of Savannah Curls, where there are no strands left behind.
No strands left behind. Welcome, Nikki Montgomery.
Good morning. My name is Nikki Montgomery, owner of Blessed Roots Beauty Supply, where we're not nappy, we're blessed.
I love it. I love it. Come on in the room, Dr. Erica Jones.
Hello, I'm Erica Jones, and I am the CEO of Silver Care LLC, where we care for you and all your personal care needs.
All right now. Welcome, Nikki McGregory.
Happy Nick Day, everybody. My name is Nikki McGregory, owner of Nick of Time Travel. When you're ready to book, you know where to look. Whoop, whoop.
Come on in the room, Tracy Boone.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tracy Boone, the owner of Healing Hands Healthcare Services, where our classes could help you save a life.
Welcome, Connie Russell.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Connie Russell. I am the CEO of CO Russell Group, where we are developing the future workforce.
Outstanding. And rounding up the cohort 9, come on in the room, Anise Green. Anise, there you go.
And barbecue, here to feed your soul.
Well, thank you all for being here today. And I want to thank you all for joining me for a cup of tea. Woo, woo. Woo! Ladies. Well, you all, this is history for Girlfriends Tea because I'm a part of cohort 3, so I am digressing, and we're going to turn the interview over to Dr. Angela Reddix.
Well, hello, ladies. It is so good to have your face in the place. I am honored, Sabrina Brown, that you would just give over your platform for takeover. We're taking over. So we're just going to have a little fun because that's what we do. That's how we do it around here. We have a little fun, have a little conversation. I'm so thankful. This is a season of thankfulness. And I'm thankful 365 days of the year, every day, that I am able to arise and my eyes open and I'm able to use my limbs. I'm very thankful. And so Reddix Rules, spending this time on this Saturday morning, just having conversation with some real women. I believe that this is going to be some great messages that will be able to touch several women, no matter where you are in your walk, whether it is you're an entrepreneur, whether you are an entrepreneur trying to do your thing in a company. And I'm thankful for those entrepreneurs because they allow us to build our companies. Perhaps you're an at-home mom doing something that's the most important thing, which is taking care of our next generation. We are going to spend some time just sharing our hearts with you all. So I'm going to do a couple of fast rounds, ladies. And so I'm going to pick your name and I have a question for you. This is just first, people connect with people. We all have businesses, but people connect with people and then they want to do business with you. So I want them to have the opportunity to get to know you like I've had the opportunity to get to know you. So I'm going to ask some non-business related. Let's get to know the heart of the women. So we're in the holiday season. I know I have my preference, Thanksgiving or Christmas. So which is if you say, hey, this is my holiday, Christmas or Thanksgiving? I'm going to go to the two Nikki's first. Nikki, Thanksgiving or Christmas? Give us a quick. Which one is yours and why?
Thanksgiving, because it's more authentic than Christmas these days.
Oh, okay.
Because
right.
Christmas. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, because Christmas has become too commercialized and people go into debt trying to get gifts for people instead of just enjoying each other like they do at Thanksgiving.
Okay. Nikki Montgomery, what you got for us? Thanksgiving or Christmas?
I'm with Nikki. I love family time. I love everybody sitting around the table and being able to eat and enjoy each other. Being able to play games, after Thanksgiving dinner, after we done ate too much. Just being able to enjoy laughter and being able to see people you haven't seen all year long or sometimes over multiple years. So for me, it's the bringing everybody together, the gathering, the prayer, the time of reflection, and just being grateful, thankful. I love it.
Yes, that's beautiful. All right, let's go to the baby of the bunch. Christina, what do you have for us? Thanksgiving or Christmas?
For me, I definitely believe it's definitely Thanksgiving for me because first of all, the food's just better. You typically get a chance to really come in and see everyone. It's that time of year where everyone is actually off work. You're gathered up, you're gathered together, and you can celebrate in each other, jokes, all that, things like that.
Yes, we had great jokes, I'm telling you, that continue from year to year. Do y'all have the continuation where the story starts one year and now you just say one word and everybody chimes in and knows exactly what the joke is? All right, Tracy, boom, Christmas or Thanksgiving?
I would also say Thanksgiving, and that's because with my family, a lot of times, people may not be able to make it home for Christmas, so we gather for Thanksgiving, and everyone sits around and talks and laughs and jokes about old times.
All right, Erica.
I would say it was Christmas when my girls were little, but now it's Thanksgiving because with the Thanksgiving, it seems like we're able to, you're not so isolated when it's Christmas time. Usually if you're home with your little ones, it's just, you and your immediate family. But with Thanksgiving, it's now we're kind of sharing and friends come over. It's just more people to share with when it's Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Connie.
Wow, I'm so torn. I love Thanksgiving because it is a family time, but if I had to choose, I would say Christmas. And I would say Christmas because we're celebrating the birth of Jesus, and it just reminds me to reflect on just all the goodness throughout the year and just prepare for the new year.
Absolutely. Niece.
Yes. Hi, Dr. Reddix. For me, I would say in general, this season, Thanksgiving is kind of the jumpstart. We have a hustle and bustle season for the spring and the summer, and we're constantly on the go. Thanksgiving is that point where we begin to just stop for a minute, pause and reflect. And it kind of does build up, as Connie said, to the birth of Christ, which for me and my family correlates the full season in itself. So I really can't say. Thanksgiving opens the door and Christmas bursts out the feelings.
Nice. Very, very interesting perspective. All right, Sabrina, what you got? Christmas or Thanksgiving?
Well, I'd have to say Thanksgiving as well because I enjoy serving actually with my church. We do it every year. I've probably been doing it for 15 years now. And just to see the community come together, to see the collaboration, not just within my church, but with other ministries, to me, it kicks off. It kicks off the Christmas season of just being thankful, and it continues throughout the new year. So definitely Thanksgiving for me.
Well, a lot of people start their Christmas season at Thanksgiving. I saw a number of Christmas trees going up, and at the music in the stores, they don't do anything for Thanksgiving. They go straight to Christmas. So, I mean, still love the Christmas holiday and all that it stands for. And I think it's what we make it, and really try to make it about togetherness. Anne Marie, what's yours?
I am all about Thanksgiving, and it's really rooted in my history as part of a multi-generational family where we are passing on cooking skills to grandchildren, and all of the generations are together. And for some reason, Thanksgiving seems to be the time where we can really celebrate our generations much more than Christmas.
Mm. This whole season is about giving. And I am so grateful to each of you all, because you were the third cohort of what I believe is an ongoing season of giving. And that's the Reddix Rules, the opportunity to give to women something that we all deserve. And if we just take a moment and attempt to give this out in the world, we'll all make a better place for all of us. And so the Reddix Rules, every year we kick this off in March. So our Thanksgiving season actually begins in March. March, we announce, we open the portal for those who are women who have businesses, and you must have a tax ID and already be a business. And we get hundreds of applicants every year. And so we focus on three things. The first thing is giving knowledge. You know, the thing about entrepreneurship is you could have an idea, but if you don't know how to take that idea and make it scalable, then you're really not going to have very much success. If you have an idea, and let's say it's something that you're gifted with your hands to do, but you don't have the operational understanding of how to grow that business, that's what we provide in order to provide operational excellence so that you can build an infrastructure on which you can build your company. So that's the first thing we give. The second thing that we give is resilience coaching, because so many women and men, quite honestly, but so many women are trying to juggle being a wife or a significant other, a mother, a friend, a daughter, and also running a business. And running a business alone without any of those other things, that's a full-time job. And so how do you manage life circumstances that will surely come our way? That's the resilience coaching. And then the third is we give a couple of dollars, a couple $1,000 to who are so deserving. And so, but those dollars represent the idea of no pain, no gain. I'm gonna just tell you, it is not a walk in the park, because having your own business isn't a walk in the park. If you want to get this knowledge, if you want to be thirsty for this knowledge, it requires some work. And so you're working in the program, and then you pitch. And in order to win the prize, you have to have given it your all throughout the process. So March is when we open the portal. May is when we make the great announcement of our top 10 candidates who are invited to be a part of the Reddix Rules Cohort. July is when we actually do the training. And on this year, it was an immersion program where these ladies decided that they were going to focus on their business without any distractions. And that meant they came out to a retreat center, and for a week, they learned to deal with conflict. They learned to be somewhat uncomfortable, although we thought it was a little plush in the resort center that we used. We fed them and all of that. But in that, they had to get out of their comfort zone and be willing to invest the time in order to grow. So July is when we have the program, and then August is when we announce them to the world. We pamper them, and they become the queens of Reddix Rules. So this is our third cohort, and we switch it up a little bit every year. We add a little special twist to it to keep it interesting. And I'm so proud that we not only do that for that summer period, but the goal is that you create a tribe, because it is truly lonely at the top. And you create a tribe of individuals who went through a shared experience and they are never the same after this shared experience. So we are going to spend the rest of this time together just sharing about the Reddix rule experience. To whom much is given, much is required. I truly believe that. I believe that, and that is why I give. But I truly believe that when you're given this opportunity, you have an opportunity, you have a responsibility to also give to others. So we're going to start the conversation, and we're going to start with our cohort 3, Reddix Rule Queen number 1. Yes. And so, Dr. Erica Jones, we're going to start the conversation with you. And I'd like to first talk about that first experience of applying for Reddix Rules program, and then what it meant to you. You had to make some decisions because you stepped away from family, you stepped away from your business for an entire week. So talk to us about the application process and then the decision-making process when you found out you were accepted.
Okay, well, good to see you again, Dr. Angela, and thank you. So, actually, everything kind of started for me back in January of 2022. I had prayed and I had said, Lord, I really want to learn everything about business that I don't know. I said this was going to be my year of education. And because sometimes when you're working and you're starting a business, sometimes your head is so down that you're learning as you go. And so I really wanted to know what I didn't know. So it all started for me first. I did go through a program, the B Force Accelerator through Black Brand, which kind of gave me that spark that I wanted to continue on and learn more. And actually, I watched through Girlfriends Tea, I had actually watched a interview that you had, Dr. Angela, I think it was last year with Girlfriends Tea, and you spoke about the Reddix rules. So I started researching it, and I was like, okay, well, this is another program, some more information I can learn about. And what got me was the application process was a 2-minute video that I had to be able to explain my business, the purpose that I would go through Reddix rules and what I could benefit from that. So, of course, it took me probably about 40 takes, and finally I just said, forget it. I'm just gonna just do it. So I did it, and then I went over about 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope this doesn't disqualify me. So, but I said I'm gonna send it in anyway. And so after I sent it in, and when I received the call, personally, actually from you, I mean, my heart dropped. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be part of this program. And, you had stated all the rules and requirements to, be away. But I had already spoke with my husband, which is actually my partner in business as well. And, he was like, go for it. I said, I'm going to be away for a week. That means a lot of things personally, because I am the primary caretakers of my grandparents. So that was a big step. I needed all my family members to jump into gear to be a part of this while I was away. I needed my team at the office to be able to take on extra responsibilities at the time. So just like you say, I could be able to just focus directly on what I was doing, because I knew that me learning, I was not going to take it for granted. I was going to make sure that I absorb everything, because me being away for a week, I didn't want to waste any time. I wanted to know. And so just through that process and being able to break down my business like I've never done before, I mean, the knowledge that I received from you and the guests that you had to come in was phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, Erica, I've seen you grow so much in the program. I mean, coming in, would you say you weren't expecting to kind of open up as much? Would you say?
Right. I'm quiet. I'm an observer. I listen. I like other people to have the floor a lot of times, so I really did not expect to really open up, but I knew that I needed to. I knew that I needed to share some of my experiences because, I needed some help in certain areas. And just because I'm quiet, I could lose out because other ladies in the tribe may have been going through the same thing or same experiences. So I really knew at that time that after that first day, that second day, I really needed to open up and to be able to share and ask those questions that I didn't know, to be able to absorb all the experience of the program.
Mm-hmm. Your business, and I'd love for you to talk a little bit about your business. And I think what took it over the top for the judges, and therefore you won, was your personal journey that connected you to really understanding the need for your business. So I'd love for you to talk a little bit about your why Silver Care. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, back 5.5 years ago, my grandparents, they both suffered strokes. My grandfather had vascular dementia. And so that meant that my grandmother couldn't take care of him anymore, because in the process of her trying to do that, she wound up suffering a stroke. So they wasn't at the point where they really needed nursing home placement. They really need to be able to stay in their home. So my husband and I made the decision that we would become their primary caretakers. And so we wanted to make sure that they lived a long, healthy life. My grandparents were part of helping to raise me since I was a baby on up until about, high school. But I just felt like we had such a close connection that I could not be able to see them live on their own. They wouldn't live as long as they have now. They're both now 92 and 89. They just had birthdays both this month in November. And so I looked at it, would I want my family to, something happen to me, to just kind of give up on me? No, I want them to kind of help me live a long and prosperous life. So that was my key. So I did know that, I did have other goals. I had goals. I was, going to be a full-time instructor at a university. And I was going to do that. That was my goal. But after looking at it, I kept saying, well, financially, I want to be able to help them. And at that time, I was working on my doctor's degree as well. So I was like, I want to be able to help them. And I know their home is eventually going to need, some repairing. And so we wanted to be able to be in a spot that we could be able to do that. So my thoughts was, I just start a small home care agency. That way they'll be my first clients. I just get a few clients just to help take care of that financial gap that may have been needed, and go from there. But life happened. I did finish my doctoral degree. I did get a chance to teach part-time at a university, but the business needed me full-time, And I went from there. And when I started doing the business full-time, it just started increasing. It just started growing. I said, oh, well, we got something here. Not just my grandparents, but there are other people in the community that need us as well. So from then on, what turned to be a need really turned into my passion to be servicing not just, the elderly and disabled, but helping families that also deal with dementia as well.
Such a needed service. And that's what I'd love the listeners to really take away is you want to find success, find the gap in the world. What is the need in the world? And you can really start by looking at your own personal needs and then validating that with others all around you. Thank you, Dr. Erica. It is just such an honor to have had you in the cohort, but to honestly call you a friend now. And that's what happens in this program. So thank you so much. Listen, you just heard Erica's experience of her application process and deciding whether or not she was going to apply, because hey, you do have to do a video, and we want to see sincerity. We want to see that if we invest this time and energy into you, that you've done your part too, in order to really be able to take this program and go to the next level. Erica is in counseling services of sorts, where she is working with those who are in need of care at home. She's in home health care. I want to bring to the stage now two women who were in the cohort who are in food services, or they have a product that helps us enjoy our food. So love to have Anne-Marie join us on stage now. And Anise, if you could join us on stage, and would love for you all to share something I want to take away from what Erica mentioned. In order for her to be present for that week, she had to make sure she had her team. Her team had to understand and say, yes, we want to support you while you're away. I'd love for you ladies in the food industry, first of all, to talk about your team. What makes you a success? And then how did that team support you while you were away from your business for that week? Anne-Marie, let's start with you.
Okay, terrific. I am very thankful for the opportunity, Dr. Angela, and thank you for giving us the platform today. So my team, my primary co-founder is my husband, and we have over the years added part-time staff to help us with our production, sales, and kind of ongoing management of the business. So getting ready for that week, which seemed like such a lifetime, you know, when you're used to working 16-hour days on your business and somebody says, hey, I have an opportunity, and you're like, yeah, I'll take it. And then suddenly reality hits after you've said, yeah, I'll take it. And you're like, gulp, how am I going to do this? And so we had to kind of wrestle that to the ground a bit. I also do some part-time teaching. There were some conflicts, but we worked through it. And I have to tell you, it's the best decision that we made to just clear the deck and really focus on the opportunity. And I would just add that for me, when I got that call from Dr. Angela that, hey, you're in, and can you actually commit to the week? And I just blindly said, yes, I'm in for the week. I confessed to her that my weakness, one of them, is storytelling. And she was like, we're going to work with you on that because that's the most important thing you got to do. And so coming out of the week, listen, when we work with Dr. Angela, she is the mistress of storytelling. So I'm not here to say I'm even close. I'm just learning, but just the power of storytelling is one of the big kind of takeaways I got. So Anise, I'll pass it over to you.
Beautiful job, Anne-Marie. Yes, it's such a pleasure to have you in the cohort with me. I too have learned a lot from you. Dr. Reddix, it is truly a blessing and a wonderful opportunity, not only to be a part of that week, but to be a continued part of this cohort as we all continue to grow within our endeavors. Going into that week, a little bit of background. It was held in the Chesapeake area, and I'm coming from the Northern Virginia area, actually Front Royal on the west side of the Northern Virginia area. So to take that week in stride, it really, my story is not one of difficult maneuvering. We operate a family business with intentions to become a sustainable brand. And to do that, we sustain within our family currently. So when we got the opportunity, when Dr. Reddix gave me that call that morning, after getting on my knees, I went in and talked to my team, which is my family. And they knew before then that in order for us to grow and expand out of this area, I too had to get out of my comfort zone, as Dr. Reddix said. So the opportunity would not only take me out of the area, but it would also put me in a position to be around people that are experiencing where we're trying to go, which will allow me to grow. I've always been told if you're in a room and you're the product of the conversation and all the kudos are going in your direction, you're in the wrong room. So Dr. Reddix gave me an opportunity to surround myself with powerful women. Her at the top of that food chain, it was such a grateful opportunity. So we did that. My family understood the intensity of me and that moment, being able to find a tribe that recognizes not only the struggle, but the power that us as women of color have for the economy. And we are still striving to be that brand. And with this cohort, we do see vision and we see support to make it happen. So my family came in and they stepped up. I do the operations in the current year, or in the current year of 2022. We can commute a little bit, but my focus was the cohort. So in the process of going into the boot camp, I was able to correlate real-time experience, learning what I would need to do to operate when I'm unavailable, and knowing what my team can and cannot do. We feed from the soul, it's for the heart. And that's what we gave as our team for that to work, because we know that this is just the beginning. And as we continue to strive with the cohort, we look to do it more, but now without fear, because we know we have found a tribe that will go with us. So thank you, Dr. Reddix, for this opportunity. I stepped out my comfort zone for a win, and what we are getting out of this opportunity right now is invaluable as we continue to grow. Confidence in traveling up the interstate with a product that we know will be sustainable in time. And thank you.
Ooh, so well said. I'm going to ask you all for our closeout question. And I'd like, when you answer this question, give our listeners a little bit of information about your business as you answer this question. We had a module, and the module was about building your team and HR practices, et cetera. I would love for you to share one thing that you learned during that discussion that you feel like you've been able to implement, or it opened your mind a little bit as to how you can grow your company successfully, legally and successfully, thinking about team building and HR law, etc. Anne-Marie, you want to take that?
Absolutely. That was a game changer for me because, again, we are building out Well for Health, and that is a hybrid platform with AI technology as well as physical portion control tools. We have salt-free spice blends, and we also have self-paced nutrition tutorials. So it's a lot. And so we have, some people who we call 1099 employees, and some people we call part-time employees, etc. And Dr. Reddix brought the stick out, and she was like, excuse me, if you're getting ready to scale, you better make sure you're following the law. And like, that is, your infrastructure has just got to be tight. It's got to be legal. And that's the biggest investment you could put into your business to ensure you have the foundation to scale. So for fast forward to Anne-Marie, I have some 1099s who I'm really directing. I have, I have this mishmash. I think it's all good. I think I'm doing well for the economy, but it turns out that really I'm probably breaking a few laws. And so she had enough speakers come in on our HR day, and I can absolutely confess that that day has already changed the way we think about who should be 1099, who should not be 1099. We have actually restructured all of the way we do our pay scales, our procedures around hiring. I mean, it's been a game changer. So I even mentioned to our accounting team just how significant that day was, and really, it's a mind shift. It totally pivoted how we thought about building our team.
I think Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you do better. And a lot of us, we just get started. No one tells us these things. We just do what we hear, a little bit of something, and we try to apply that. But the ability to go deep with you all, because you weren't startup, you had enough experience to be able to have some experience sharing with each other, and then with our experts that could take it to the next level. Anise, what are your thoughts on that day and that module? And tell us a little bit more about your business.
Yes, that day was very pivotal, and even thinking Anne-Marie hit some great points as far as thinking you knew what you really didn't know. and the quietness in that room that day, and how our brains began to operate from that point forward. I run Po Green Southern Food and Barbecue is a Southern food and barbecue brand. We currently operate over the counter as well as catering services. So we do entail, it involves people, it involves manpower on different levels. After that day, it really made me look at the long-term game, whereas we're constantly, excuse the way I say this, in a rat race to stay ahead and to stay keeping our head above water. If you're in here for the long game, which is, I feel as an entrepreneur, you should be looking at the end game. It made me really reflect on operations and what it would take for the long-term game to make successful operations. So structure. It made me look at our ethical standards, where we started off cooking, living on the golden rule. We want to do unto others as we have them do unto you. So that's what we do when we feed people. We want to make sure people feel the way we feel when we eat and when we're cooking for them. But that is not enough for the long game. We need to be able to employ people with that same kind of ethical background. So in that day, it really made me realize that yes, we do need to continue operating on a daily basis, but more so the time needs to be involved in the structuring of the operational team that will best fit our ethical background to move forward into the future, because that's what it's going to take. If we don't have that, then we're just running. So we need to know that there is going to be an end game and other people involved and invested in the stakes. So it's a great time in the season to even be communicating with the cohorts, which we do monthly now as well. So we get to actually dive into that. So as I'm structuring that, I get feedback from my tribe. And that day started all of that.
I have goosebumps just hearing you all speak. It's just taking me back to the summertime. And, you know, I pray before the judges make the selection, you know, that there would be chemistry, that there will be individuals that come into this space that we create, that it can be a safe space, but also very selfishly, you all motivate me. You just giving it your all and continuing it beyond that period that we're together. It just is confirmation that this is what's needed. So thank you all for sharing. You just heard from two who represent the food industry. But what they're doing so uniquely. And I love the stories. You know, we have an app that's being created. You think about food industry, you kind of think one way, but you've heard different ways to slice and dice it. There is a space for you in the marketplace. You just got to find your unique niche, and you have to go deep there. Thank you, ladies. We're going to bring to the stage right now two women who one actually is a supplier to another, and they both were actually in the cohort together. So I'm going to bring beauty products. We're going to shine a light on beauty products that were in our cohort. If we can bring Bless Roots to the stage, and we can bring Savannah Curls to the stage. I want to hear, so we went from food, and now we're going to go to the hair, because you know what? Our crown, okay? This is important to us. And we have two young ladies who do a phenomenal job in their spaces. And I love the fact that one actually is on the shelves of another one of our cohort members. And so I want to ask you all a question. And we talked about in the cohort, we talked about the importance of branding, knowing your brand, getting your brand out there, understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities and threats. So I'm going to take your mind back to that place. And so I'd love for you to share, what were your takeaways from branding discussions, and has it changed how you do business? And so when answering the question, give us a little bit about your business journey, and then answer that question. And let's start with Nikki.
Thank you for the opportunity, Dr. Reddix. It has been an amazing experience being a part of cohort 3. I've learned so much. And going back to that day when we talked about branding, I thought a lot about Christina. And so I'm gonna kind of make this a little bit about Christina. And I might steal a little bit of her thunder to talk about it. But in my position in the marketplace, because I own a beauty supply store, when I decided to open up, I was doing a lot of pop-up shops, and just trying to get my name and brand out there and let people know this is what we're doing. And in the process of that, I realized that there were so many local brands that were amazing. Their products very well put together. They worked, like if you have eczema or you got issues with your scalp or anything like that, the products actually work, but nobody knew about them. And then when you leave the pop-up shop, then it was like, well, how can I get this product again? A lot of times they give you a little card or something in the bag, but we get that bag, we get home, we throw it away, we throw it in the trash. And so then if anybody's like me, when they're at home and they're using their product, sometimes the product, the label comes off, or it gets stuff on it and you can't even see the label, or the contact information. So then that becomes a one-time customer. So I thought to myself, how can I make a difference in our community and help these entrepreneurs with their products and get them on the shelf? So I made the decision that we would offer local Black-owned brands in my store, Black-owned beauty brands in my store. And so that's what we did when we opened, and we've been doing that since day one. Christina of Savannah Curls, she happened to come in one day and said, she looked around and she was like, first of all, oh my God, you're a Black-owned beauty supply store. She was really excited. And then we started talking about the opportunity, and from that point that led to her products being in the store. And from that, what I do beyond their products being in the store, I give them feedback. About their labels. I give them feedback about their pricing. I give them feedback about what the customers are saying, because I'm first contact. The customers that come in, they're talking to me and they're telling me, well, I love this product, but and then they give me, a list of things, or they say, I absolutely, love this, or, well, if they could just change this, or, whatever, positive or negative. I give the suppliers, or the I call them blessed partners. I give them feedback to help them improve their brand, because when you have a brand, and when you're have an offering, like Christina does, Savannah Curls, when you have a product of that nature, it's very important to listen to your customer base, so that you can thrive. You don't just want to exist, you want to thrive. And so that's what I try to do in my, space, to assist, partners like Christina and Savannah Curls, and helping them with their brand.
That is so powerful, because, what we need as business owners is we need feedback. And the fact, feedback is a gift. And the fact that that is one of the things you offer any of your vendors who are in your store is priceless. It's priceless in further development of your product. So Christina, being the recipient of that feedback, and thinking about your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, talk to us about how that may have shifted how you do business, your products, your branding.
Absolutely. I just want to thank you and Sabrina Brown for creating this platform and opportunity for all of us to talk about our passion and our experience with the cohort 3. I absolutely appreciate this opportunity. Working with Nikki was my very first experience actually working in partnership with someone. I was new, I was out of the gate, and I knew I had something special. I just did not have the resources, but when you have to find somebody who believes in you and who wants to give you that space to grow. And I am here to say that Nikki is definitely one of those people who want to see you win. So she was with me every step of the way, down to just making sure that I was guided in that direction where I could actually grow and really, you know, like serve the market that I was there to serve. And one of the strengths that I definitely knew got a lot of feedback from Nikki, we're going to talk about that. So, our SWOT analysis, right? Nikki told me that my strength was definitely my performance. No problem there. She definitely said that my product definitely gave that first time performance, and so that wasn't the problem. My weakness, though, my weakness, thanks to honest feedback, and something we learned from the cohort 3 is that feedback is everything. It may hurt your feelings, you may have to go in a corner and cry about it, but feedback is so important. And she told me the hard stuff. It was my labels and my sizing at the time, right? So my labels weren't clear, and I didn't know where to go when it came to labels, but I always kept it in mind and just waiting for the opportunity and the income to come in so that I could address those issues. And let's see, our opportunity. So my opportunity was definitely being there. I had for like the first shelf, like it was the first thing you seen when you walked in the store, right? So
Right.
that opportunity was there. That location was very prime. My demographic will come in there. And so I had the right opportunity, but then there were my threats. And my threats at the time was that I just couldn't adapt as fast as I needed to serve. But it's okay because that helped set the tone for how I moved forward in the future. And as I got that feedback, I made those very integral changes that absolutely changed the whole outlook as to how Savannah Crows was perceived by people who haven't even met me yet. So if the product is on the shelf and it's got to sell itself. And if the labels are lacking, if those things are lacking, you could have $1 billion in a bottle. But if I can't convey that, if that doesn't translate, if that communication is lost in any way, people won't know. And so I will definitely have to say, having someone working with the right partners, taking in that feedback, assessing yourself and being honest has helped me grow and expand my local and global outreach in ways that I can't even subscribe. And it was all because of that humbling experience of having someone who has your back and grand and great interest in mind, willing to tell you what it is.
Absolutely beautiful. I'd love to just acknowledge that we have women in this cohort who have served, who are veterans. And I think that that is something that's also unique about the group that we have. So, first of all, thank you for your service. And we're going to bring two more members to the stage who also served. And we have Nikki McGregory with Nick of Time Travel. And we have Connie Russell, who is we're really going to spend some time with these two ladies, and we're going to talk about service. The importance of service and the service that you actually provide. So if we can put the spotlight on Connie and Nick of Time, let's start with Nikki McGregory. We talked about our service and how important it is to have the voice of the customer. I have to tell you, you are extraordinary when it comes to service and creating a service that really aligns with your vision for the experience that your customer will have no matter where they are in the world. So I'd love for you to explain to us the Nick experience. What does that look like? What's the service that you provide? And if you were to think of the most extraordinary experience that you've created, what was that?
Oh, hi everybody. Happy Nick Day again. Thank you for this opportunity, Dr. Reddix. The most extraordinary experience I think I've ever created was with my son, actually. It was just me and him. I had recently retired before Nick of Time was even a thing. I had recently retired and we just got backpacks and we put our backpacks on and we hopped on the Mac flights wherever they went, we went for a whole week. We went to San Diego, we went to LA, we went to San Francisco, went to Key West, and we was trying to get to Hawaii, didn't make it there. We ended up in Alaska instead, which was really cool. But it was just me and him enjoying each other, enjoying ourselves. I've always been a planner in my family, so this was the next step in my life. The Navy was a catalyst, I guess that's the word, to take me to the next level of where I wanted to actually be. I joined the Navy to travel. My little Atlanta head didn't even realize we was in a war at the time. I just knew that it was time for me to go and experience life. I wanted to travel and retire at 38. I reached my goal. So now I'm living my best life, not what someone else thinks is my best life. I'm living my best life. I'm passionate about what I do. I don't have a plan B. This is all I want to be is Nikki on my own terms.
And that you are. So travel agent extraordinaire. If you're looking to book, you know where to look.
Whoop, whoop.
So Nick Time Travel. All right. Connie, tell us about your service and how you provide extraordinary service in the workforce development area.
Absolutely. Thanks again for the opportunity. Wow. For the workforce development industry, it has actually changed my life, and that's kind of how I got involved in the workforce industry. Being able to give individuals a skill set that can actually literally and physically change lives. That's what empowers me, and that's what we do, and we do it well. It actually changed my life. Just leaving high school, becoming a single mom, going in the military and learning new trades, totally transformed my life. And I knew at that point, and just having that training and facilitation skills just naturally coming to me, I knew at that point that's what I wanted to do. And that was my why, wanted to change lives. And so now fast forward with C.L. Russell Group and doing workforce training, that's one of our missions, to help to develop not just a future workforce, but to help change lives. And we do that with the changing trends that's going on now with apprenticeship training. Some individuals can't afford to go to college, but they want to learn. They want to be able to take care of their families. You have a lot of single parents. You have married couples, that still just cannot afford to take care of their families. So what my company do, we focus on developing skills that just won't just get you into like a McDonald's or fast food. Not saying something wrong with that, but to keep it real, you can't afford to live on those type of salaries. So we could try to go over and beyond and just empower individuals with those skills that just won't help them for today, but help them for their future, to sustain their lives.
So powerful and so necessary. There are different roads to success, and it's so important that we arm individuals. Even if college is not their thing, we want them to go lean into what is their thing and have the resources to do that. So such important work that you do, Connie. Ladies, I'd love for you to speak to, if you were to give, and the short answer, your one major takeaway from your Reddix Rules experience that has changed your mindset, what would that be?
Have a team. You need a team. With my Reddix Rules dollars, I've registered my trademark. I've hired a financial planner. I've hired a bookkeeper and tax preparer. I got to build my squad. And I have a squad of travel agents that we all work together. And even though I'm individually owned, I was able to take a week off for Reddix Rules Cohort 3 because I have a team of, we call ourselves Travel Agent Collective. So if one of us isn't available, there's someone else to help with what's going on with us. We all look out for each other. I'm not in competition with anyone. We're all trying to eat. There's a seat at the table. If there's not, we're going to build our own table. And so we just look out for each other, just have a team. And just the camaraderie with the ladies, like we still all meet up and talk and laugh and everything. It didn't end that week. It didn't end after the award ceremony. We all want to see each other win, and that's just great. That is just great.
Wise investment of dollars. I'm telling you that just gave me chills. Connie, what's your one takeaway?
Oh man, Angela, you shared so many jewels with us during this cohort. Piggyback off of Nikki, I would say that, but also knowing my end. That resonated with me so much, to know your end. I realized, because so many people started business, you're not thinking about what your end looks like. You're just looking at today and maybe tomorrow. So understanding a little more in depth as far as what my end looks like, it allows me to prepare for today. So now I'm more focused, and I'm focusing on my goals. My goals have changed. My metrics have changed, just because now I'm looking at my end and not my today. And so that to me was priceless.
Absolutely. You know, everyone, listeners, no matter what you're doing, anything that starts, there's going to be an end. We're born and one day we won't be here. And so it's so important, once you know what you want that end to look like, starting with the end in mind, then the end isn't scary. It is about, I'm on a mission to make sure that end chapter, that I'm writing the pages that's going to lead to that end chapter. So thank you, ladies, for continuing to be a part of my life. You make my life richer. Thank you so much.
And Dr. Ange,
yes,
enjoy the ride on the way.
Yes, enjoy. So book some trips with next time, okay? So, I'm going to bring to the stage two of our final two. And I'm telling you, I was touched by what I see happening with these two. Sabrina Brown, who's our host, and we're using her platform today, she had a fundraiser for her PhD in excellence. And I was a speaker for that. And I went to register or come in the front door, and who do I see? Tracy Boone, if you can join us on stage, who was there volunteering her time to support her Reddix Rules sister. Let me just tell you, that just warmed my heart so much. The biggest smile, and just a servant mentality. And so I just love what I see taking place between all of these women. And so I want to talk really about the after effect. If we could talk about the glow, the after effect, and what has happened from your perspective. And I would say, Sabrina is the one's going to bring everybody together, make sure it stays alive. I get a message to Sabrina, she gets it out to everybody. And it's with such a heart for the true spirit, the mission of Reddix Rules. And that is to bring women together, to let you know that you're not alone in this journey, and to push each other to success. So Sabrina, I'm going to start with you. And I want you to talk about the funniest experience that you had in Reddix Rules. And then the feeling that's going on still months after the official ending of the program.
Well, thank you, Dr. Reddix. Well, there were two. One was real short. I kept losing my phone. So when Nikki finally called me out and said, look, if you lose that phone one more time, that's when I knew that I was with my tribe. But the other funny experience was, I will admit, I went and looked up where we were staying, And when I saw that there were bunk beds in there and the house and everything, I said, God help me. God help me, because I've lived alone all my life. And then I didn't want anybody to hear me snoring. So all I thought about, I had this anxiety, like, hey, your girlfriend's tea. You got to be girlfriendy. And I don't know if I'm going to feel girlfriendy. And I didn't want anybody to say girlfriend's tea. She's kind of jacked up. But it worked out great. I could not believe the synergy. Erica and I roomed together. And I know Erica was the only one that I knew intimately. Mm-hmm. We attended the same church. But next door to us was a niece and Nikki Montgomery. And they were in there just going at it. And I finally went in there and joined them. And it was a tribe. Then I traveled. This is late at night, y'all. Then we traveled, Anise and Nikki and I, we traveled to Christina in the room. And in Tracy's room, Tracy and Connie's room. And it was just amazing, the synergy between us. And you know what I realized just now? That was a girlfriend experience for me. This is what Girlfriends Tea is about. Girlfriends Tea is about community. I'm definitely about pushing others before me. I'm an extrovert, but in Girlfriends Tea, I'm not the focus. The focus is my guest. And so this is what this is about. I get to spotlight you and every guest, and that brings me joy. That brings me joy more than anything. The most difficult thing, Dr. Reddix, was just talking about myself. I can say that. That was the most challenging thing, but it was fun. So that's what I have to share. And it helped me in my goals, because in the classes, the instructors talked about our brand. So I said, what am I saying about myself on my page? So I changed some of that. I had 3 extra tabs. I scaled that down so that there weren't so many tabs. There's a science to that, not having so much for people to click on. It's better for people to scroll down than have to click on new tabs. Right. Tracking the visits to my website. It was absolutely amazing for me. And I learned so much. And I'm honored because I really didn't see a talk show, nor my tea as standing alongside these women who were in business way before I started. I started during COVID. So thank you for the opportunity.
Beautiful. Tracy, talk to us about your funny moment and also what it is to continue in the tribe.
The funny moment for me was when Sabrina was tired. She said she had went without rest for X amount of hours, and she just laid herself out on the floor. She was like, look, if y'all need me, wake me up, but I'm out. I got to get my rest. So that was a funny moment for me. And this tribe has instilled something in me that I needed. I always say that in life, I picture myself as a car. And sometimes we need more fuel to make ourselves to be able to continue going. And this tribe has really, really put more fuel into me. We have created a Facebook chat group where we check in on each other. We ask each other what we're doing, what we have going on for the week. We encourage each other. And so I like the continuity of what we have started.
Well, you all, I'm telling you, when you say support your sister, y'all are some sister supporting ladies, and you all are absolutely just love your spirit. You are servant leaders. I'm going to ask that all of our Reddix Rules queens join us back on the stage, and we're going to close out. And how we're going to close out in this season of giving is one of the most important things that we can do for other women business owners, in particular, women of color business owners, is to encourage one another. Now, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, approximately 20% of the new businesses fail during the first 2 years of being open, 45% during the first 5 years, and 65% during the first 10 years. When you dig a little deeper into why, there's 3 main reasons. 1,
money.
We lack knowledge. 2, we lack a network. And 3, somebody said it. It's money. Benjamin's baby. So those are 3 reasons why we see failure. And so I am going to ask you, the gift that we can give those listeners who are trying to figure out, I don't know if I'm good enough to register. I don't know if I'm good enough to apply. I don't know how to apply. What is the word of encouragement that you would give another women business owner in this season of giving? What would that be? And we're going to close out with those words. So hopefully we're all in the same order as my screen, but just in case we're not, we're going to go to Nick of Time first. Give them your word of strong encouragement in order to move somebody to the place of thinking about it, to moving forward and being about it?
Be authentically you. Be authentically you. Do what's best for you. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your time. Be the best you that you can be. Don't be the best mother, wife, worker, or whatever. Be the best you for you. You have to take care of you before you can take care of anyone else.
All right. All right. So let's go to Connie. Connie, if you were to give your one word of encouragement or phrase of encouragement to push someone to the top as it regards to Reddix Rules, what would you say?
Wow, I would say you can show them better than you can tell them that this program is life-changing. If you're serious about changing your life, this is the place you want to be.
Thank you, Connie. All right, let's go to Erica.
I say take the first step. Just take the step. Don't try to have it all figured out. You're not going to have it all figured out. You have to take that first step, regardless of what's going on. Just do it.
Nikki Montgomery. Your audio.
I was muted. I'm sorry. I would say don't focus on the storms. In life, there are always storms. There's always something going on. And if you focus on the chaos, if you focus on the storms, you will never move forward. You will never accomplish your goals. So be like Nike and just do it.
Ooh, yes. All right, Christina.
Believe. Because given the criteria of this of the cohort 3, I actually wasn't even supposed to be here. So it's about having faith in whatever it is that you do. If you build it, they will come. Don't worry about the small details. Don't worry about what you don't have. Just walk into it, have an open mind, and let it all flow.
Tracy Boone. Thank you, Christina. Tracy Boone.
Tenacity. That's my key word. You can do it. Just push through it, apply, and you can do it.
And I'm gonna tell you, Tracy believes in that tenacity because Tracy submitted 5 applications, y'all. I just need the record to show. She was like, "You are not gonna say you ain't get my application." All right, Anne Marie, what would be your word of encouragement?
I would say replace fear and failure with the word learning and growth.
Ooh, nice. Anise, what you have for us?
I would say take the leap of faith. As entrepreneurs, you're walking a journey of faith anyway because you believe in what you can do. Take that leap of faith. If you're watching this now, or if it finds you down the road and you hear this and you're questioning it and you are looking for a group to be empowered around to go to your next step, I say take that leap of faith. Nothing happens by chance if you're working towards a good.
All right. And Sabrina, your words.
I would say just trust God, y'all. Believe, because when I submitted my video, like Erica, I did it several times, and I thought to myself, you know, God, I'm retired. I'm not really. I didn't come from a family of entrepreneurs, but God. So I would say, but God, because even applying is a benefit and a plus, because you're going to do your app. You're going to do your app and find out something about yourself that you never knew. And that's me. I found out something about my strength that I never knew because I stepped out on faith and I took the program seriously. So take it seriously.
Well, ladies, you heard it live. I am I know I'm blessed because, you know, light attracts light and I keep attracting some light. These are some beautiful, radiant women who are out here doing their thing. And when I tell you pure hearts, and we had a phenomenal week. Now, they said they were in an MBA program. They didn't know they were signing up for an MBA program, and they had to work. It's work, y'all. So this is not, you ain't going to nursery school, okay? This is work. But I'm going to tell you, and through it all, It is not about the end, it's about the process. And when I tell you that I've attracted some beautiful women in my life and they come out, they support. We just had a ribbon cutting and almost every face on the screen was there. I'm telling you, it is a beautiful thing because it's genuine. And so many women say, I don't need girlfriends. I don't need extra women. Listen, you don't know until you have some people in your life who are pure and who want to push into you, to pour into you and not just take. You don't know that you don't have it until you get it and say, my goodness, that's what I've been missing. And understand business and can complete your sentence. Other people who've gone through having a concept, having to bring it to life, having to nurture that thing along the way, even when you're sick and don't feel like it. People who understand and can fuel that passion when sometimes you're too tired and you got to sit down for a minute and someone can hold you up. That's when you know that this is exactly what you need. So ladies, let me just tell you, I love you. I adore you. I am so appreciative for you. I know that I am walking in my purpose and you have been confirmation of that. So I'm so grateful. Sabrina, I'm going to turn your floor back over to you. Thank you. Thank you for continuing to allow us.
Well, thank you. Thank you so very much. Someone say great information and Godspeed to everyone. This has been rich, Dr. Reddix. And I want to just close by letting everyone know it didn't end. We meet every month. The Dr. Reddix continues to pour into us every month over dinner. It's truly, I'm like cohort 2 now. I hate to see it end. And I think we all feel that way, right, ladies?
Yes.
We hate to see it end.
I know I said I was going to turn over. I got to say something.
Yes, go ahead.
That, you know, and we're going over, y'all, but I got to say this, and you can edit it out. I guess you can.
No. We're not going to edit
it, y'all. I have to tell you something that is so touching to me. I am, by choice, in a position where I give. I wanted to make sure that you all went to this house, and yes, there's bunk beds, but it was pretty plush. Yeah. And I wanted to make sure that you had top of the line food. So we had the caterer and all of that. My heart is to give. And so I have to tell you, it has not fallen, it has not gone without notice to me that I've created this monthly think tank opportunity. And do you know, I need the world to know that this group, 2 times we've done it, they don't let me go in my pocket one time to even pay for my own food. I almost get choked up talking about that because I am telling you, this reciprocity, this appreciation, that may seem little to each of you because if you all contribute, and I try not to be a very expensive date, but it wasn't even put together for that. But the fact that you would think of doing that, it is like you just don't know how that touches me. And I want to say that to whoever's listening, because it should not be a one-way street. Mm-hmm. Relationships are about giving and receiving. And as we're in this season of giving, let's just also, or receiving, let's just also just be thoughtful about how do we give and genuinely support others who have given to you. And so it's not about asking for, I didn't ask for any of that. And honestly, I have a hard time accepting it. But I leaned into accepting it because it is a token of appreciation and value for what's been put out there. So I wanted to thank you, ladies. And December, though, I do have a gift for y'all. So y'all better accept it. I'll let you know. Anyway, all right, Sabrina.
Outstanding. Well, everyone, please share this broadcast. This is how we help one another, help the cohorts get the word out. We're continuing to support one another, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you again, Dr. Reddix, for all that you do within the community. Thank you, everyone. Let's support, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Yes, great job, ladies. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, ladies.
All right.
Thank